Welcome. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to use a breadboard and to get an LED to light up using TinkerCAD. First thing we need to do is we need to select a battery. So I'm going to come over here to the side, left click on the battery, and drag it out. From that point, I can then choose how many batteries I want. Well, I decided that 1.5 volts is not enough, so I want more than that. I want 2 batteries. So I'm going to click 2 batteries. We now can see we have 2 batteries that are now in series with each other, delivering 3 volts. From that point, I now want to connect the battery to the breadboard itself. In order to do that, I am going to rotate the battery and then drag and line it up to the plus and minus signs of the breadboard. From that point, I'm now going to click on the positive lead and drag it to the positive area of the breadboard. I will then continue to do the same with the negative. Now, because I want to make sure that I'm consistent with my wiring scheme, I like the colors to be consistent with what they should be. As you can see here, the positive lead coming off the battery is red, but our wire is green. What I'm going to do is to come up here, and I'm going to change the color to red to match what it should be. Same thing with the negative lead. I'm going to come up there, and I'm going to change the color to black. So now what we have is positive voltage going to the positive side of our breadboard and negative voltage going to the negative side of our breadboard. The next thing I need to do is I need to bring in an LED or a light emitting diode. What I'm going to do is left click and drag the LED into the work area. From then I'm going to rotate the LED to the proper direction. At this point, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take the LED, and I'm going to be dragging it into the breadboard. It doesn't really matter exactly where, just maybe dragging it in and just making sure that its points are in certain rows. As long as one cathode's in one row, the anode's in the other row, we are good. The next step is I know that 3 volts is going to be too much voltage. So I need to bring in a resistor. The resistor, I'm going to drag it in, and then what I'm going to be doing with the resistor is once again, I'm going to be rotating the resistor. And then I will drag the resistor such that, and you'll zoom in so you can see, such that one terminal of the resistor is in the same row as the anode of the LED. The final thing to do to get this circuit to be completely powered is to now connect wires. At this point, the color of the wire, my suggestion is to make it green, because we no longer really are positive or negative. But my apologies, actually. No, what I wanted to actually do was keep it. I'm going to start off with black and red. This entire row right here is going to be the negative side. And I know that terminal 2 here is going to be the negative end of our circuit. So I'm going to click there. So now I have negative power running to this end of our circuit. I'm then going to change the wire to red, and I'm going to bring positive power from this row right here, that's in line with the positive, up to number 3 right here. At this point now, we should have a properly wired circuit. Final thing to do is to look at the resistance and see how many ohms resistance we have. We have 1,000 kilo ohms. That is quite a lot of ohms. My recommendation is to start off with maybe 500 ohms. Notice as we change the resistance, the colors of the resistor change accordingly to what they actually would be in real life. Final thing to do is let's see if this resistor will turn on. In order to do that, come up here to press Start Simulator. Well, the LED is not turning on. So we need to think, well, what is going on here? Why is it not working? In order to do that, first thing to do is to check and make sure that the electricity is wired correctly. It appears it should be. Maybe we have too much resistance. So what we can do is we can take the 500 ohms down to maybe 100 ohms. And this wire I wanted to be black, so let's make it black. Now, once again, let's start simulation. Once again, it didn't work. Final thing to check would be maybe the LED is backwards. As the LED, the direction that it goes in does matter. What we can do here is we can rotate the LED. And let's see, does this work? Ah, there it is. It worked. So what it showed was that the LED, the anode and the cathode, need to be in the correct ports. For the LED here, the anode needs to be lined up with the positive side of electrical flow. The cathode needs to be lined up where the negative flow would be. And I know it's the negative flow because row 4 continues to the resistor, which continues to the negative end of our breadboard. So this again is just a simple demonstration for how to bring electrical power to a breadboard in order to turn on a LED.